We have spent 2 days driving this car all around Austria and Germany. This is a surprisingly fun car to drive on long trips we've done. This is part of a program that has been going on for weeks. These cars have driven from Stockholm, I think, or Northern Europe all the way down, and they will end up in Stuttgart, almost 1,000 kilometers. I really enjoy it. It's gonna spoil me for anything else. And what would you want to do? Let's say if you were in Europe and you wanted to do a long drive and you're not needing the space of something like an SUV, this would be an awesome, wonderful choice. Okay. Walking into the Taycan is a little bit different because we have the key already and opened it. We have to start it. If we hadn't done that, just approaching the car would have set the car up completely already to drive, which is a little disconcerting sometimes because you got to get used to it. So to start it up now, we depress the brake, we push the button here on the left side, and it cranks up, and you don't know it other than the screen. This is the full screen. It extends here and it extends there. It's the first time Porsche has done it, I believe. The air conditioning, heating, and so on is all here. You can open and close the front and rear lids if you want to here, or you can do it another way, which is actually pretty cool. It feels as much as you would like a Porsche. There are no paddles. There's no need for paddles. There are only 2 gears and the gears handle themselves. I did not miss having gear shifts. If anything, it made me concentrate on everything else that was going on. They had to fit in the batteries in certain places without hampering the interior space of the car. There's actually a lot of space and you're surprisingly low to the ground. It feels like you're coming out of these sports cars and supercars more than you're coming out of the Panamera or the SUV. In a lot of the world, this is where the owners will be sitting. We disagree with that completely because this is such a cool car. There is actually a lot of room because under here is where the batteries are. They've set it up so that there is space, what they call the foot garage. This is a nice back. It's really a 4-person seat. This car, unlike the one we had yesterday, has a panoramic roof. Still not easy to get out of though. Turn your feet before you get out. At the back, this is the Taycan Turbo S. There's a lot of space. It actually goes way back in there, so you could fit 2 large bags. So it's actually a legit tourer, as long as you're not putting too many people and too much stuff. I would have more fun in this. You now look at it as this is the engaging car. The Panamera is the luxury tourer. Now on the front, you have no engine, so you actually have space, like the 911s. How do you open the thing up? There is a switch in the front, which I think we pointed out, but there's another way, which is kind of cool. You caress your car. It magically opens up for you. And you have this space. This space is interesting because it is not flat like in the 911s. It's this way, and this is the charging thing, which is surprisingly heavy, but that's the space. So that's enough for a carry-on bag. Close it up. And if you're saying form follows function, all this is seriously beautiful, but it all does something. Everything has to work. Everything's lightweight where it needs to be, strong where it needs to be. There are actually several options, one of which is a non-leather leather or a leather substitute, because they figured, you know, if this car will appeal to the green Porschephiles, they want to offer them something that is as green as they can get. So no animals were hurt. Sometimes they even looked at how the leather is made versus other dyes. So these cars are showing that they are reliable and they are handleable, and you can charge everywhere. I don't care whether it's electric or not. It doesn't affect my decision if I were here in Austria. If I were somewhere else, it would, because you would have to figure out how to handle charging. Now the world is changing so that we should be able to charge better. So we are hoping the rest of the world will come forward and actually put in more charging stations, because this is clearly the way to go. Who is this car for? The young green entrepreneur, the guy who just wants to commit to electrics but does not want to leave the fact that cars are supposed to make you love them. These cars make us love them. I love this as much as I would love any other Porsche or any other well-produced sports car or sports sedan. It has that kind of feel. It's a hugely engaging car. It's a different vehicle. You can't think that this is a car meant for electrics. It's a car meant for Porsche drivers. It's a car meant for Porsche enthusiasts. And it will give you a different driving dynamic. And it is arguably the most interesting sedan to come out, period, anywhere.